Now let's talk about the important points on deductive and inductive reasoning. Most legal arguments are in the structure of deductive reasoning, which is the classic categorical syllogism. A most basic example of this is the following. Major premise, all men are mortal. Minor premise, Jose is a man. Conclusion, Jose is mortal. The major premise, all men are mortal, is a statement of a generally accepted rule or truth. The minor premise, Jose is a man, is a statement that brings a particular thing or individual within the class or situation covered by the generally accepted rule or truth. The conclusion, Jose is mortal, is a statement that follows after the major and minor premises, deducing that the generally accepted rule or truth applies to the particular thing or individual. Every sound legal argument is a combination of the right rule and the right fact. For example, what argument can you make if your thesis or proposition is that Jose should be punished for crossing the red light? First, you can state the rule that crossing the red light is punishable by law. Next, you can state the fact in Jose's case that Jose crossed the red light. Finally, you can state your conclusion that therefore Jose should be punished by law. This basic sound argument consists of three statements. The rule statement, crossing the red light is punishable by law, the case fact statement, Jose crossed the red light, and the conclusion statement, therefore, Jose should be punished by law. Now let's go to inductive reasoning. The most basic example of inductive reasoning is the use of circumstantial evidence. In criminal cases, circumstantial evidence is sufficient to convict a person when there are more than one circumstance. The facts from which the inferences are derived are proven, and the combination of all the circumstances is such as to produce a conviction beyond reasonable doubt. Now let's take, for example, the case of Virai versus People. In this case, the following facts were found. 1. Virai was left with the dogs in the house of his employer. 2. Items belonging to the employer were missing, the front door destroyed, and Virai's t-shirt was found inside the house. 3. A laundry woman saw Virai at the time of the crime, with male companion carrying a big sack, leaving the complainant's house. And 4. Another neighbor saw Virai at the time of the crime, inside the house of the complainant. These are the particular premises in this case. The conclusions drawn from these, however, are varied. The trial court, or the RTC, convicted Virai with robbery because the door was destroyed to get the property. It argued that there is force upon things, and hence the crime is robbery. The Court of Appeals, or the CA, says no. According to it, Virai enjoyed the trust and confidence of the employer because the latter entrusted her dogs with him. Virai breached that trust and confidence when he destroyed the door. Hence, Virai is guilty of qualified theft. The Supreme Court, however, said both the trial court and the Court of Appeals are wrong. The Supreme Court convicted Virai of simple theft only because he was not allowed to enter the house, belying the presence of trust and confidence. It seems that the kind of confidence needed to qualify the crime of theft is a high degree of confidence, which the court did not see here. Further, what were stolen were those things not entrusted to Virai. Had the dogs been the things stolen, the crime would perhaps be qualified theft. All in all, cases with circumstantial evidence are good examples of inductive reasoning. In summary, in deductive reasoning, the conclusion necessarily follows the major and minor premises, while in inductive reasoning, the conclusion most probably follows the particular premises. So that's it for our review on deductive and inductive reasoning. Thank you for listening.